Greetings, welcome back to my podcast. Today I'm speaking about life, this phenomena which is happening without interruption, without restrictions. It's so free that it can be anything that can be described, anything that can't be described, with words, with no words, which can describe it, because words only come after it has happened, because it is happening now. It is so rapid that nothing can catch it. Not even words, not even descriptions can catch it. So all these stories are not it, because these stories that are constructed with words are only coming after. It's an afterthought. What is that thought? It's still this happening. What is? So when we speak of what is, that's before any words can be used to describe it. It's just this happening as anything. It can happen as people. It can happen as animals, plants, planets, anything, objects. It's just this, what is, without descriptions. So this is life, Lif-ing, just being whatever it is. Does it really care about an individual me who thinks they know who they are, their environment, what they are here for? It's the rising and fall of this moment, this happening. What is has risen to be whatever, and the description is only coming afterwards. And the story that comes after that is not this. It's just a story. It's just a story. But what is this? Can it be described? Can it be known? Can any word touch this? Can the word be so fast that it will arrive before this can be whatever it is? Can that ever happen? Even with technology, the AIs. But what is technology even? Is it not what is? Is it not this life happening? Is it happening outside of life? So this is an ocean with all these waves, individual waves, seemingly so powerful, seemingly so strong, seemingly so huge. But with all of those descriptions, these waves will rise and fall. All of those descriptions seem real for the moment. These waves have risen, but once they fall, everything goes back to the ocean, such that only the ocean remains. There are no waves. So all of those descriptions are the descriptions of the ocean. The wave had no strength. It's the strength of the ocean. Yes, the ocean is huge. Yes, it is powerful. It's the height of the ocean. All of those descriptions were describing the ocean. In fact, there are no descriptions, because all of those descriptions imply comparison. So if there is only the ocean, what can you compare it with? If you say it's strong, it's deep, then what? It's so strong, it's so powerful. Compared to what? There is only life. It's only life. Life is. And everything is appearing and disappearing in this. But this remains just like the ocean. Then we realize that whatever descriptions these individuals were described as, none of them they possessed. It was all this life. It was just life, Lif-ing, life appearing as them for a moment. Then it's go back to itself. Wow. So even the speaking about this, trying to describe this, it's just you can't even say it's something that is happening, because this cannot be described. Words cannot touch this. Who can know it? It can't be known, so no one can ever describe it, because these waves that rise here, how can they know the ocean? How can they describe it? How big is the ocean? This is life, just so vast, so abundant, so alive, so energetic, that it can be anything. It can be any situation, any life event that you can think of, and that you can't even think of, that can be described with words, and events that there are no words can describe. It can be things which can't be named, and things which haven't been named as yet. But all are just this. It's just this life. Life happening as all of those things. But in a story, the story of life, that is constructed with weights, it seems like there are a lot of descriptions which are way off of this. There are a lot of things, a lot of concepts which come up in a story, concept of free will, for instance, that now these individuals are free to be, to do anything. But if you are not even there, how could you be free? Are waves free? Can the wave detect as to when does it rise and when does it fall? Can it do that? Can it even negotiate the amount of strength it should have, the amount of height? Can it decide all of those things? How can individuals do that? How can you do that? There are no individuals, just as there are no waves. It's just life. All is just life, being, doing as it pleases, It's free to be whatever. It's so free that it is you now. It's so free. It's so free that listening is happening on its own. Listening to something that you do not understand. What type of gibberish is this? But everyone is talking nonsense. Everybody is talking nonsense. It's a pity that this ability to use words and to communicate with words has been made to be one of the superior strength of this species, that these species are so superior to other species because they can speak words, they can make sense of words. What if I tell you that the dog barking when you are trying to enter into somebody's house and there's a dog in the yard that barks at you, it's the same as somebody telling you, do not enter, it's a private property. Like, so the message is the same. The dog didn't have to go and sit in the desk and learn the language or observe or do anything. So even this whole 15 minutes now of me speaking, but I can't deny the fact that this is the same as dog barking. It's the same as birds singing. It's the same as the wind and the tree. You know that sound in the leaves? It's the same thing. It's just a sound. And when you hear the sound, this is what is. This is what is happening. It's just aliveness of life. Just this aliveness of life. Just being whatever it is, you know. It's so amazing that it's so meaningless. It's so hopeless. It's so because what is life hoping for? What is life trying to achieve? So all these concepts of progress, concepts of purpose, concepts of free will, all of those concepts, it's just a story that happens afterwards. After the happening, then the story is constructed. Unfortunately, you get stuck in the story. You get stuck in the story, but the story isn't life. Just an attempt to describe this, to describe the indescribable. It can't be described. There are no words to attribute to this. It's just happening. So alive, so fresh. It's so fresh that this happening now, it's just one of the kind. One of the kind. So amazing. It's so amazing. This is life, so free that it can be anything, anyone, and nothing. This is life, Lif-ing without words, without concepts, without a story. It just is. See the nakedness of this happening, which can be anything, which can't be restricted. So why put words in this? Because there are no words to describe this. There may be seemingly an attempt to predict the future, to predict what is going to happen next. And sometimes it may come out right, you know. And after some time, one is known as an expert that, this guy can predict the future. Then the concept is created around that okay, this is how you predict the future, and this phenomenon that we have observed over time, this is how it happens. And once you think you've got the hang of it, then it happens as something else now, because this is life. This is so free that you cannot box it into anything. You can't box it. Even after successfully describing using those words, it can be something else totally different. Like, it has no obligations to follow your theory, no matter how compelling it is. Now, the thing is that your theory may hold for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in this, because nothing matters, right? What does it mean to say something matters? So that is why we have like theorems which were proven long time ago, and then you find new mathematicians disproving that, finding new ways to describe that same phenomenon. Why is that happening? It's because this doesn't follow any formula. It's so free that it can't be grasped. It can't be. You can't hold it back. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's just is, just a happening. This is Lif-ing. It's so free that it can be you and you and you and you. It can be anything. It can be that. You might be sitting in a couch watching a television, while maybe there's a table next to you, or maybe there is a bed next to you. This is happening as all of that at once. It's happening as the room that you are in, as the floor, as the bed or the couch, as the chair, as the person you are listening to this with, as you. This is all Lif-ing. It's just jamming to itself. It's so crazy. So crazy how it can be anything and nothing. It's justice. So this is life, pure happening, unrestricted, so naked, just happening. So wild. It's so wild that it can be That is why you that's why you find that in a story you could be described as something today and tomorrow be described as totally opposite. Still the same person. That's because this is happening as this and that. As this and that. You know, a person who has a bipolar. This thing has a bipolar. How can you change so sudden? But yet it's so innocent. It's so innocent. It doesn't know all the descriptions that we know. Like a child. It's just a child playing. Just a child playing. Just a child playing. And it's so interesting that in a story you would speak about knowing what you want and all of that. This is so childish that it doesn't know anything. It doesn't know what it wants. That is why it's that now and this now and that and a bit of that and a bit of that. It's all of these. Like to know exactly what you want. Can you just be one thing? This is life. Free to be that. So free that it is you now. The one who is speaking it's also that, and the listening is also this. This is life. Lifing. It's just a flow of life, flowing from nowhere to nowhere, because what is there to achieve, right? What is there to be, it already is. It's already content. It's already fulfilled. It's already healed. It's already whole. It doesn't need anything other than itself. What is there other than this? Just beautiful the way it is. It isn't seeking anything. It isn't seeking any truth, because there is no truth. There is no truth. It's just this life. Just this being. Anything. So wild. So free. And beautiful. This is it. This is life. Lifing. It is so energetic, so alive. Look at it being emotions. How emotions, like one moment it can be total devastation, a devastating emotion, so intense, and the next moment, full on happiness, so intense. But all is this, it's just this. It's just life, Lif-ing, it's just life, beautiful life, abundance of life. Not trying to be anything, not trying to serve any purpose, not trying to do anything. It's not trying, it's just being this. Just being this. And it's happening now. Doesn't wait for tomorrow. It's now happening. It's now happening as this and that and you. It's just happening. And the story only comes after. The story only comes after. How could any words be able to touch this if it's so fast, if it's so sure of itself, if it's so rapid, so fresh, that just after it happens, then words appear, trying to describe what has already happened. They're already late in the scene. The scene has already happened. Whatever comes cannot fully describe this. But who would describe this? Because all of these, it's just part of the story. The story about the character, which is you. The story which doesn't even exist to begin with. So everything that is attached to that story doesn't exist. There's only this. There's only life, Lif-ing, just pure aliveness of life, so energetic, being anything and everything and nothing at the same time. Then these descriptions comes after, and individuals, because they rise as this description, they will hold on to descriptions and stories that comes afterwards, while this is happening as this and that and that. Just life happening, beautiful life happening as experiences, happening as people, as animals, as plants, planets, things. It's just all life. It's just life. Beautiful life. So now in this story, right, there is nobody who owns anything because everything appeared as live, including individuals. So individuals do not own these things which appear in this life. So individuals do not own emotions, do not own things, do not own other people, do not own situations. How could you? Just a character in this, a made up character, and things that are made up as well, emotions and all other things. Why should you own sadness? It's my sadness, I'm so sad. Yes, sadness appears, doesn't need to be embraced. Or maybe it needs to be embraced, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, happiness appears in this. And it's not your happiness, it's just happiness. Justice, heartbreak, it's not your heartbreak. Situations happen. You don't even own a body. This is not your body. It's not your body. You don't do anything in that body. Body is just happening. It's just the happening which is happening on its own. It's breathing, it's listening, it's seeing, it does pretty much everything on its own without you. So since you are not this body, what are you? What are you? Were you ever there in the first place? It's just life, It's just life. Seemingly someone. It's just life. Seemingly an individuals with these things which are also live happening. So it's a beautiful life which is happening without a doer. There's no doer who is doing anything. Just a beautiful life. So beautiful. It's the ocean. Everything is the ocean, and every characteristics there is belongs to the ocean. But the ocean cannot be compared to anything, therefore it doesn't need any characteristics. It's just the ocean. That's it. It's deep compared to what? There is only the ocean. Everything is the ocean, just floating in this sea, seemingly doing something, seemingly speaking. I don't even know what I'm saying, or what do I do exactly when I speak. Speaking happens, just a happening, just life happening, just as seeing. What do you do to see? What do you do to love? Do you do anything to love? Just love. Loving. Just life. Lifing.